What's the first song you can ever remember hearing or learning?
Oh, well, I actually started composing at the early age, and I do remember a few songs very early on, but I have written so much, I really don't remember much.
I suppose there's just so much there, isn't there? And if you live and think music, I suppose all the rest is a little bit on the sideline.
Yes, that's
really
right.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're into contemporary classics big time. Well, what do you think of the other music forms that are around nowadays?
Well, they are all right, actually, but my particular style, contemporary classics, is actually more helpful for me than any other style, because it does improve my range in the media of the orchestra and of the solo instruments.
But would you ever be caught listening to any other sorts of music?
No, because I'm so busy composing my own music.
Right, so you're very single-minded.
Yes.
On that level, which is probably one of the reasons you've actually gone so far in such a short period of time on that. What's your goal in all this? What are you aiming for your sort of greatest achievement? What would you really like to do with your music?
Well, my biggest aim for my music is to glorify and magnify God with the gifts He has given me.
So, do you write specifically? How can I put this? Do you see music just as a spiritual expression generally, or would you write music that would be considered in a spiritual vein? That would be a spiritual type of music, more hymnal almost.
I have written some church music, actually. I have done organ voluntaries and sorties, and also I have done introits as well. And several of those organ pieces have been performed at different cathedrals around the UK here. Chichester Cathedral, Salisbury Cathedral. I met a distinguished organist, David Briggs, up at Salisbury Cathedral, and I got a very good chance there to explore the organ there. And the songs I wrote when I was very little, as I've mentioned before, were sacred songs.
Right, so it's always been in that side of you that's come out with it then,
Yes.
on the spiritual side.
But basically I do write music just for the love of it.
Yeah, because you're creating, and it's just that creative ability. Have you ever given any thought, right, in your life? Probably not. I think the answer to this is probably going to be a big no. But have you ever thought, if you hadn't have gone in the musical direction, what would you have done?
If I hadn't have gone into the musical direction, then I would have probably become a psychiatrist.
Right, I'll sit and ponder that one for a while. We're going to take another break now here at Forest FM, and we'll be back shortly.
This is Forest FM.
Indeed, this is Forest FM with me, Roger Matthews, on this Friday afternoon. It's the Friday show, and being cultural again, as we try to be on a Friday afternoon, bringing out interesting things for you. And amazing what we can find, and the talent that there is in our area, around the New Forest area and that, around the sort of Hampshire, Dorset borders here. Talking today to Bolton Brown, who grew up in the New Forest, and since an early age has been composing his own music. Obviously, when you were young, all this music was coming out. How did you find a way to sort of express it publicly? Obviously, at first you were writing for yourself. How does a young musician... for your average musician out there who's a teenager now, you'll form up with a few mates, go out and have a band, start playing a few clubs and things. It's got to be slightly different for what you do, just a bit different. So how did you actually get your music public?
Well, I started with the small pieces that I'd done very early on, and when my parents realised that I had this amazing gift, then they bought me the textbooks and helped me all the way.
So, but how did you actually get out into the big wide world?
Well,
obviously, so, you've got your piece of music. You've created this wonderful music. How do you actually make the link with the public?
Well, I started from submitting pieces to composition competitions here. Mars was submitted to the 75th anniversary Westbourne Symphony Orchestra concert, and that won runner-up place, and so Mars' performance has come from that. They enjoyed the piece so much that they decided to play it. And so the New Milton Music Festival competitions also help my competition pieces as well.
So I suppose it's through the festivals then, isn't it? Because I'm thinking in terms of a young musician out there who's maybe sort of in the same way as you, who maybe doesn't want to be part of some modern rock band, who really, likes creating music. I'm just thinking how they would make that link to the outside world, And I suppose it is, you put your music forward to these festivals.
Yes, that's right.
And then hopefully once they pick up on it, then you start to spread out from that point there. Anyway, it's been lovely talking to you, Bolton, on the programme this afternoon and playing your music. We're going to play out. Forget the mister. It's Roger, please, please. I get very uncomfortable when people start calling me mister. And we're going to play out on this one. Tell us about this last little piece of music of yours.
Well, this is the third movement of my first symphony, Yachtmaster, here. And the movement is entitled Chasing the Wind. And this is the idea of a yachtmaster chasing the wind as he goes on his ocean race.
Thanks to Bolton Brown for joining us in the studio this afternoon. It's been great talking to you, and lovely to see somebody who really loves their subject and gets inspiration from their music. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Well, some beautiful music there for you here on Forest FM. A bit of a change from what we normally play on a Friday afternoon, but we couldn't miss a chance like that of getting Bolton Brown in on the programme this afternoon, because he does bring out some compose and make some absolutely beautiful music there. And that piece you just listened to was Yachtmaster Symphony number 1. And a lovely piece of music there. It's great to have had him along. You're in tune with Forest FM. I'm Roger Matthews on this Friday afternoon.